This video is dedicated in memory to Etika. RIP Etika. I'll miss you, buddy. What is up, guys? RGT85 here, and today is a special day. We're looking at a game that I was highly anticipating for the Nintendo Switch, and that is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I absolutely loved Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I thought it was a fantastic game, so I was really looking forward to playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on my Nintendo Switch. Of course, this game came out on the PS4, Xbox One, and I believe Steam last week, but the Nintendo Switch version was delayed. Now, this game was a bit later in the production life cycle of the game. It was originally supposed to be on the Wii U, and then it was ported over to the Nintendo Switch instead because obviously nobody plays the Wii U. And like I said, I was really looking forward to this game, and then last night we saw a video that Nate from Direct Feed Games did comparing the PS4 version to the Nintendo Switch version. And yeah, it sort of opened my eyes a bit to maybe the Nintendo Switch port of this game isn't all that great. Maybe something is missing from the Nintendo Switch version of this game. But I have been spending some time with the Nintendo Switch version of the game. This is a game that I'm going to take a lot of time to complete. When I play Castlevania games, especially Metroidvania games, I like to explore every nook and cranny. I like to find everything. So by the time I finish this game and complete it 100%, it'll probably be past tense and no one will care about it. Everyone will be talking about Super Mario Maker. But I have put about 3 hours into the game, and right now I'm at a point where I feel like I can show you both the positives and the negatives of the Nintendo Switch version of this game. So Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a Metroidvania game. If you're a fan of games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night or Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, which was one of my favorite games of all time, you will definitely be right at home with this game. Upon first glance, honestly, the Switch version doesn't look terrible. The whole problem with the Switch version's graphics, in my opinion, come from the fact of when you look at the PS4 and the Xbox One version of the game. This is a game that runs on Unreal Engine 4, and you would think with that and it being such a scalable engine that this game wouldn't be that much different from platform to platform. Sure, I can understand little things, but this game actually runs at half the frames as the PS4 and the Xbox One version does. This game runs at 30 frames per second, while the Xbox One and PS4 versions run at 60 frames per second. This game is 720p docked, and it is 1080p on the Xbox One and the PS4. So there's a lot of little inconsistencies like that that are definitely noticeable. And when you're playing the game, you know, you don't notice it all that much, but I feel like if I had the Xbox One version or the PS4 version, I would notice it a lot more. And when you look at comparison stuff, that's where things get really crazy, in my opinion. There are some frame rate drops from time to time as I've been playing the game. The game feels a bit unstable at times. I've actually had the game completely crash on me when it was loading up a cutscene. So I don't know. They have said that they are working on patches for the Nintendo Switch version of the game. So I guess that is good. They're going to do a bunch of small patches to fix problems with the game because people have been pretty outspoken about this, which I think they should be. As its own, though, it's a fun game still. It's definitely a game that I'm really enjoying playing because it still feels like a great Metroidvania game. Now, the whole thing about this game are shards, which shards are essentially like souls that you would have in games like Symphony of the Night or Dawn of Sorrow. When you kill enemies, sometimes they will drop a shard, and then you can use that shard in order to, beef up your character and do special abilities like magic attacks and things like that. So there's a whole bunch of different shards. You can actually upgrade different shards as well via getting more of these shards and then using them in the customization area of the game. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. It definitely keeps things fresh. Of course, there's tons of different equipment you can get, tons of different weapons that you can use to sort of make your character Miriam feel like you want them to feel. And of course, there's armor and all sorts of pickups. There's lots of hidden secrets. It definitely feels like an extension of the great Castlevania, the Metroidvania games like Symphony of the Night and Dawn of Sorrow, which I really enjoy. Right now I have this character, this little fairy that's with me that is leveling up right now, that's sort of like my helper, so that's pretty cool as well. And we are just sort of exploring this area in the game. I've played a couple boss battles, pretty fun stuff. There were some frame rate hiccups from time to time in the boss battles, and sometimes when shifting between rooms like this, you see that sort of long elongated pause that feels a little longer than necessary. And sometimes it gets really problematic when you're jumping from one room to another, and it happens in the middle of jumping, and you don't even get to see like what that room is necessarily about. So you end up falling back down because you didn't know you were supposed to jump left or you're supposed to jump right. So that's definitely a problem with this game. And I know I've been sort of negative on it for the most part in this video, but I do enjoy the core mechanics. Like, I think the core game itself is fantastic. Like, it's Castlevania, it's Metroidvania. It feels so much fun. It feels like a Metroidvania game should feel. It's just the Nintendo Switch port is definitely very rough around the edges. Now, I did play the game for quite a while in handheld mode as well, and it looks pretty much like it does in docked mode. There isn't really much difference in terms of graphics. So if you plan on playing the game portably, you know, it is acceptable. It's just that when you look at the PS4 version, when you look at the Xbox One version, and you see how different it is, it's like, is this, you know, did this really need to happen? This isn't a game, you know, it's a 2D game. Yes, the character sprites are in 3D, but it's essentially a 2D game at its core. So, you know, I feel like the downgrade was a bit unnecessary, or oh, I didn't put that one out. These portraits are kind of cool. If you back the Kickstarter, you could have had your portrait in the game, and I kind of wish I did now, because that's actually really cool. Right now I'm using the R stick to use Miriam's abilities to make certain ledges come out. Basically, if there's like a white or a light blue aura around it, you can make Miriam have these ledges come out. It plays into different areas in the game, but I want to show you guys sort of the jumping thing that I was talking about. There's a section up here where when you jump up to the higher level, it actually like takes you out of the game because it doesn't like go fast enough. So yeah, you know, it's definitely rough around the edges, and that's really a shame in my opinion, because I love the core gameplay. I think it feels great. It feels like a Metroidvania game should feel. And so here we have another portrait here. We have a chest. So we got a new mask for Miriam. Let's check that out. See if it's better than what I've been using with the helm. Ooh, it is. All right. We got the wolf hood. And I do like the fact that you have, when you attach certain items to yourself, your character actually changes. I think that's a nice little touch. A lot of the games, you know, it's just basically for stats. You don't see a visual change in the game. But this area of the game is fun, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, even though this version of the game is rough around the edges, even though this version of the game does definitely have problems, it's still a hell of a lot of fun. There's a ton of different side missions as well. There's a crafting system, a cooking system where you can cook different things to basically give you different abilities. We just got a shard here. I believe this is the first time I've actually had this shard. So firearm expertise increases firearm damage. So if you get like the guns in the game or whatnot, I do have some of the guns. I haven't really used them yet though. Hey, we got another shard. We're doing all right here. Weapon company summons poltergeist to create a protection barrier. So like I said, you know, there are a ton of different shards to get. You can also, if you start to acquire like too many shards, you can actually sell the shards so that you can get more currency in the game, because of course there is a currency system in the game where you can buy different potions, different weapons from a set area. Okay, this is the area I was talking about. So when you jump up, you see like the game takes a while for it to load. And when you jump up here, oh wow, it's taking a very, very long time. And see, we go right back down because you have to jump to the left or the right. So the first time I did this, I wasn't aware of that. So it's like, damn, man, like I want to love this game. And I feel like if I got it on the Xbox One or the PS4, I would absolutely love the game. But the fact that there's little problems like this, they just start to add up as you keep playing the Nintendo Switch version of the game. I don't necessarily think the graphical downgrade is the worst thing in the world. Like when I saw Nate's video, I thought the water on the boat for the PS4 version looked a bit silly, to be honest with you. See, we didn't even make it up there, and I was actually holding left the entire time. So this is a perfect example of why the Nintendo Switch port of this game just isn't very solid right now. Like I said, they are doing patches to fix the game, but unfortunately when you buy the game on day one, you would expect it to work in a great manner, and it's just, oh man, it's rough around the edges. And you guys know I'm a huge Castlevania fan. I'm a Metroidvania fan. I was really looking forward to this game, so it definitely hurts me to have to be negative towards this game. Like, I do not want to be negative towards this game. I want to love it. I want to fanboy out over it, but it's just like it's so hard because of the problems with this port of the game. But you know, the characters themselves are cool. The storyline seems pretty decent. I've definitely been enjoying that. I've been enjoying finding different secrets and breakable walls and things like that. I'm sure there's lots of, you know, nods and references to classic Castlevania stuff, even though you can't really say too much about it. But you can obviously reference it, you know, a little bit, and you know, get like, I got an 8-bit coin or something like that. I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, you know, the Nintendo Switch version of the game isn't bad, but it could be a lot better, and that really just sort of hurts me. Do I even have a potion? I don't even have a potion. I need to go back. There's a little hub area. You basically get different portals where you, oh god, that's not good. You basically get different portals where you can access the main hub of the game, and you can, okay, so there we go. We just got to stand on it and then move it. Easy enough. Oh, well, let's not go too far. You can access the main hub of the game to get like side missions and get your, you know, buy items and forge different items and stuff. And there's a portal that leads right to it. We might die here, but we're gonna try not to. Come on, little fairy. Do some good stuff for me for once. She's leveling up, but she's leveling up like very slowly. So we got a waystone. I believe I can use a waystone to go back to a portal area. I've actually never used a waystone, so let's check this out actually. Oh, and another thing that really bothers me is right now my controller is freaking out because, okay, cool. So yeah, this is the main area that I wanted to show you guys. So we'll take a look at this and then we will wrap up this video. When your life is low, the controller just like freaks out with HD rumble, and it's very annoying, especially when you're playing it in handheld mode, because it's just like, what is going, is there an earthquake happening right now? I don't understand it. So this is where you can, forge different stuff, you can craft different stuff, you can enhance your shards as well to make them more powerful. They will take up more MP if you do that, but you know, you're constantly finding things like MP boosts and different magic boosts as well, so that's not really, you know, that bad. There's a save area right to the right there where we can, you know, recharge ourselves. This lady up here has side missions, basically take out a set number of demons and things like that. And then over here you will see this is the shop area where we can purchase different things like potions and stuff like that based on how much money you have in the game. So the core game itself is fantastic. I absolutely love the core game. The Nintendo Switch version of the game definitely needs some work. If you only own a Nintendo Switch and you don't really care about, you know, comparing it to the PS4 or the Xbox One, I think it's still pretty fun. But if you have multi-platform, if you have a PS4 or an Xbox One and you don't plan on playing this game too much in handheld mode, you're probably better off checking out those versions of the game. They definitely run smoother and they definitely look a lot better. Hopefully they could do some patches to this game, but it is definitely rough around the edges. Fun, but flawed. Fun, but flawed. But that is my look at Bloodstained Ritual of the Night from the Nintendo Switch. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys plan on picking this up or checking out this game if you've already checked it out on other platforms. And as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel, and as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.